Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and today we had a crazy 2,000% runner. Yes, you heard that correctly, 2,000%. It traded several billion shares of volume on the day, so much liquidity. You could have taken pretty much any size you wanted on this bad boy, unless your name is Mad As and you're taking like $1 million positions like it's nothing, but that's a whole nother story. So this stock today, I gotta talk about it, and I really think there's gonna be a lot of opportunities on it tomorrow, so you really gotta be prepared. I wanna, talk about what we can expect from a day two if this decides that it wants to run. It may not run tomorrow, but either way, it should have some nice dip buys if it does not run. If it does keep running, it's gonna be absolutely great. We got a lot of other opportunities too as well. So, today I locked in, I think like $8,800 between this stock and a beautiful swing trade. So just killing it this week, absolutely loving life, and it's just amazing, guys. So love to have you come along for the ride. If you haven't checked out the Discord already, definitely look in the link below, because again, I'm calling these plays out live, and it's something you don't want to miss. You really don't. So let's dive on my laptop, let's talk about this, and hopefully get you guys prepared for tomorrow. All right, guys, so this is the daily chart before today of the 2,000% runner, and I think what made this such an explosive runner was the fact that it had just dumped a ton right before, so it was really primed for this press release to really get it pushing. And because of that, it had so much momentum behind it, so much volume. The volume today just blew everything else out of the water, that when it actually erupted, it was able to break out past this level, past this level, past this level, and this level, and then just clear open skies, and it really showed. It ran ridiculously hard. So you can see, I go over one more. That is the candle that we had today. Very, very impressive, and so many opportunities on this thing. So let me go a little bit more into the intraday chart so we can talk about what happened towards the end here. So you can see, I mean, wow, this is the chart, guys. This is the chart, and this is one of those that you look back on and you regret not buying and holding a ton of shares, because I was buying hella shares down here when it was still cheap, and obviously hindsight is 20/20. So if you buy and hold a stock that goes from 0.2 one day into a penny the next day, it's probably going back down to like 0.6 or something like that. So if you just buy and hold, typically you're gonna get screwed, which is why I sold my large position of shares that I had from down in this area. I can actually pull it up. Let me go back, see the earliest order that I placed for LCLP. Earliest order I placed for LCLP was at 0.0053. So I first bought here. I knew about it before then, but I didn't really think that it would do too much. So I first chased it right here in this area, right before it went on to do that. So if I just held from here, that would have been pretty insane. I had so many shares. I started buying a ton of shares. I mean, at one point, I think I had 1.5 million shares, and I sold them all really, really soon. But the main point is, guys, this thing is just so strong, and pretty much it just holds an uptrend all day long. So like, it's kind of on one here, but I guess that's not really the best one to show you guys. So the one I want to show you is more kind of like right in this area. So if I go pretty much right from here, you can see it's holding a really nice uptrend. Let me actually remove that. That's not a great one. It's a little harder to see. I would say, right here, it's holding this very clearly. But honestly, now that I think about it, I guess that's why I'm having trouble drawing this line, because pretty much what it does, guys, is it accelerates. So I can't draw a straight line, because you see the straight line, it accelerates off of that. And then I try to draw another straight line, and it just accelerates off of that. So that's kind of the main point of this. But all of these things have something in common. All of these all-day runners have something in common. And I've talked about this a lot in all my all-day runner videos, but what they do is they run up, they pull back, and they keep making higher lows and higher highs, guys. Higher low, higher high, And then big picture, it's still a higher low. It doesn't drop under this level, even though technically in the short term, it did make a little lower low here. But this is very common. And then, it consolidates, rips, and breaks out. So the best way typically to trade these is to get in on a dip and sell into the pops. Now, obviously, if you can get in on a dip and hold through a ton of choppy consolidation, but that just grinds upwards, that would be more ideal, but it's really tough to time those. So my favorite thing to do on these is just to wait. And if you get an area where it runs up a little bit and then it dips, if you get in on the dip and kind of risk off the low of the last dip, that's usually the safest way to do it. And that way you end up being able to have a pretty nice big position, and then you sell into strength, obviously, because it always pulls back if it goes straight up. And usually it'll go literally straight up, like 4 or 5 explosive candles at some point before it puts in a top. So in that case, it looked like it may be here, but that actually wasn't the top. The top, sorry, let me zoom back out a little bit. The top ended up being here. And again, you get, 4 explosive green candles where it runs, a penny a share in 4 minutes after already being up, 1,500+% on the day. So pretty epic breakout, awesome day to day. And the main thing that I love about this is that it has opportunities on the front side if you just buy and hold. But if you trade the way I do, if you get in on these dips, every single time it bounces. So if you read the level 2 correctly, like I taught you how to do in the level 2 reading video that I put out, I think it's the last video that I made before this, every single time it's about to turn, you can pretty much read it. Now, you don't always get filled because the fills were a little bit tough on this. But if you take small size and you're a little bit more aggressive, you can just average down because it always ends up bouncing. Now, it might drop further than you think, which is why, you take small size if you're getting in before you're sure it's turning. But it's very predictable, guys. And if you sell into these pops, I mean, boom, opportunity to profit. Another. There's just so many. Honestly, there's so many. So I was making money all on this backside. Even if you take 100,000 shares, which really is not that much position-wise, that's a $3,000 position. You get a penny a share pop on that, 2 pennies a share pop. That's $200 So really, really nice potential gains here on this one, guys. And yes, it did sell off a little bit in the close, but it still closed really strong, and it still held above this previous level. So it never made a lower low. So honestly, I kind of like the odds for continuation into tomorrow. Now, if you look at the overall daily chart, yeah, it did wick a little bit, but that's just because it went so straight up at this point. So it went a little too explosive at this point. But I mean, it still closed above this area, which I think is pretty important. So what can we expect for tomorrow on this stock? Well, for this, I want to go back and look at the intraday chart of RGBP. And I mentioned that I was going to do this in the Discord today. So this is a former supernova that obviously has continued to make runs. But if I go look at this yearly chart, you can see this thing went absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So honestly, today it looks like we had, where'd that close? 2.5. This is actually even more insane than RGBP. This had pretty much the first 2 days of RGBP in one. So I'm not sure if we're going to get this much of a gap up, but it's worth looking into. So let's see. Let's go to March 9th. Did I read that correct? No. February, March, April 9th? Yeah, April 9th. Let's go to April 9th. So to do that, again, we go to 1 day, 1 minute. I lied. Let's go to the 10th. April. Am I tripping? 9th? Maybe did it over the weekend. Yeah, okay. So that's what it did. Okay, so this one, wow. This one had a really, really big gap up. This one had a really, really big gap up. But you can see, just because it closes off those highs does not mean that it can't keep running the next day. I think that's kind of the main takeaway from this, because I do not expect it to gap up this much, from 3 to 4. That would be an insane gap up. If it did gap up that much and it didn't break down, that would be a really, really good sign to long it. If it gaps up and holds this level, that would be a really good sign to long it, because pretty high odds of going exponential. So we will see what happens tomorrow on this. Honestly, this chart is not as helpful as I was hoping it would be, just because it's weird to have that big of a gap up on day 3 of a supernova. But I guess that was over the weekend. Maybe they put out some more news or something. So yeah, guys, I mean, the main thing that I'm looking for on this is hopefully we get some continuation I could definitely see this. All right, I guess let's go out of this LCLP. Let's go back. So I could definitely see this going, you know, higher. Maybe it rips up to 5.5 and then goes red on the day and sees a, you know, big panic and ends up closing below these 3 levels. I could see that. Or I could see it gapping down and just having some panic and, you know, finishing down here, but it should have some nice dip buys. Or I could see this just absolutely ripping and closing really strong, you know, maybe running all the way up to 8 cents and then coming back down and closing around, you know, the 5 cent area or something like that. So there's a lot of different things that this could do, but regardless, guys, we don't need to predict it. We just need to react to it. And regardless of what it does, there will be many opportunities to make money. So I'm fine buying breakouts on this. If it's strong, I will be chasing and then locking in profits. And if it's weak, I'll be dip buying when it looks like the level 2's turning, you know, after we get a couple red candles, and I'll be selling into strength every single time. And it's very predictable moves. Should have some really nice profits on this one, guys. So, I mean, a 2,000% gainer is a godsend, honestly. This is how you have incredible days. I also want to give an honorable mention to DPLS because this thing is the most resilient little stock. I mean, it's honestly incredible. So you see a stock that goes supernova once, and then has a big red candle, you think, all right, this thing's probably done for. Well, again, you know, consolidates, rips up through those highs, goes all the way to 20, has a huge panic, has another red day after that, so you think, all right, this thing's probably over, you know, it's coming back down. Well, it closed really strong today. It closed really strong, closed all the way at 16.4, closed right at the high of the day. It is coming into this resistance a little bit right here, I would say, kind of in this level. You know, around 17, so we'll see if it can break over that, but this thing could gap up, rip right it open, and maybe break these highs, guys. Honestly, that would be so epic because we know what happens with DPLS, guys. If it goes up, it will have another panic like this, and it will have an amazing shorting opportunity and an amazing dip buy opportunity when that happens. So I want this thing to pump as high as it possibly can. I hope it runs to $1 a share. That would make me very happy. My money should clear tomorrow, so I should be able to short 50,000 shares of DPLS starting tomorrow, whenever it happens. And again, I'm fine buying the breakouts on this thing. I just short it when it looks weak. So whatever it is, guys, again, there's opportunities both long and short on these tickers. I love the volatility. It's been epic, man. Been absolutely epic. ILUS, this is one that I locked in some nice profits on the swing. Again, I called this out in the Discord. I bought a bunch down here at 5.2, and it was nice to lock some in up here. I did buy some more here, but I think I ended up taking some there. So we'll see what it does over the next couple of days. You know, if it wants to keep running, I'll definitely rebuy in these areas, or I'll buy a breakout of this 8 area because I think if it breaks this, it could really see an explosive day, you know, maybe get, you know, a 4 or 5 cent run. So it could be really nice. But for now, beautiful trade on that swing there. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to make this a too long video. So honestly, LCLP should be your #1 focus, with DPLS in close second tomorrow. If you're trading OTC with me, I don't know if there were any, I guess WHLM was doing a little bit. Stock was doing a little bit today. This is a listed stock, but I'm not super interested in it. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.